Welcome to Indos Across Borders, the podcast where we dive into the unique stories and experiences of Indonesians living abroad. I'm your host, Julian, and just like you, I'm navigating life far away from home. Each week, we'll chat with fellow Indonesians from all corners of the globe, uncovering their journeys, challenges, and triumphs. Whether you're already abroad or dreaming of your own adventure, join us as we explore what it's really like to live beyond the borders. Now let's jump right into today's episode. Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Indos Across Borders. Hari ini kita kedatangan Helmi Alan Maghribi, Secretary to the Ambassador of Indonesia to the UN. He is an inspiring person who is currently living in New York selama tiga tahun sekarang. Helmi, terima kasih banget udah join sama kita hari ini.
Thanks for having me here.
I'm super excited untuk dengar cerita dari kamu, cerita all of your stories and your experiences there. Let's start by getting to know you a bit better. Boleh gak sih ceritain dikit siapa sih Helmi itu?
Hey guys, my name is Helmi. Well, first name Helmi is in Indonesia. I'm going to tell you a bit about my name. Helmi means orang yang berilmu. Well, so my mom and dad told me. Alan means anak lanang. They want to celebrate the boy when I came out. And then Maghrib means, in Islamic tradition, it's Maghrib time. It's a prayer you do when sunset happens. So to make the name short, it's anak laki-laki yang berilmu lahir di waktu Maghrib.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, so I was born 96. I grew up in Jakarta. And I grew up in a loving middle-class family. We've had wonderful childhood. And then in 2017, I graduated from FISIP UI. Then 2018, I started working at the Permanent Mission of Indonesia to ASEAN. Started working as secretary to the Indonesian ambassador in ASEAN to ASEAN. And then 2021, I got accepted to the Permanent Mission of Indonesia to the UN in New York. And that's how I got here. That's the very short version of it.
Has that always been your dream to go to the big states of America?
Of course, it's part of your dream, I want to say, but it's not one that you say out loud. See, you kind of build towards it. Okay, I want to go there someday. So working on my English. I have few people who are better in English than me. So I kind of, how do I talk like that? How do I get to that? Kind of. And then they say, oh, you got to use it every day. Yeah, but how? Yeah, just go to an English course. So I kind of asked mom and dad we got to acknowledge it at some point, but this is the privilege of having a supportive parents. When I say I think I want to do this, and then they have no reservations about it. Yeah, go do. It's so when that happens, you kind of know how you build towards it, right? Then I asked mom and dad, boleh nggak pa aku les bahasa Inggris from early age. So that's what I do.
I think the major thing that eventually makes you think that it's possible to move forward is really our support from our parents.
Yes.
Imagine like if you come up with an idea and your parents are like, maybe that's not doable, like that's not us, or So I think you really came up with a well-structured plan, if I might say. You came to them and they're like, okay, I believe in this story and that could happen.
Yes, ma'am. I had said, let's go to America, mom, dad. They were like, oh, well, in America, you gotta talk in English all the time. How's your English? I still gotta work on it. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna do baby steps here. You're gonna learn English better. And then they challenged me, and you know what? I was in 6th grade, I think. And then they said, and I went to Islamic private school, right? Kalau kakak keterima di sekolah negeri, kakak mau les apa aja mami kasih. I didn't know what that means at that time, But apparently, what that gives my mom and dad was, you wanted that, that's extra, but you got to do this first, Okay, and I said okay, little that I know, ternyata, you know what my tuition is when I got accepted in public school, the junior high, the public school.
Way cheaper.
It was like 125,000. It was close to it was close to $10. So I see their point gitu. You wanna be able
Yeah.
to do that gitu. We set some money for you this much gitu. And then if you wanna add to that gitu, we gotta reduce some here and then you go do other stuff gitu. Kalau kakak masuk sekolah negeri, kakak mau les apa aja mami kasih. Gitu. And then bener aja gitu. Sekolahnya 100.000, tapi les bahasa Inggrisnya 700,000. Gitu.
Right.
And then masih ada lagi ruangnya gitu kan. Masih bisa nggak aku mau les gitar gitu. Dan I took up at that time I took up electric guitar gitu. Of course for selfish reasons ya, tentu saja untuk yang kayak be different, hang out, tapi in the long run it gave me opportunity to make friends as well gitu. In departments that I'm not gonna be so good at gitu. One avenue I make friends is to have people who speak English all the time gitu. And the other avenue is through music gitu. That's the time where I would spend only 6 hours at schools and 6 hours at the band practice gitu.
Yeah. I saw also on your LinkedIn you did jujitsu
Yes.
back then when you were studying in SMA 70 ya, Kang?
Yes, ma'am. They got all these cool extracurriculars such as boxing, taekwondo, karate. We had tapak suci at that time. We had so much activities you can choose from, but it
It's a complete new
fascinates
thing for
me.
you.
Yeah, it's fascinating for me, and then I think, oh, I can do that to defend
Yeah.
myself.
Mm.
So that becomes a new hobby when I was like 15, 16, 16 probably. Yeah. And then I made something out of it. I was a national champion in the 2012, 2013, I guess. So I try to, give it all out when I try something. Oh, it's like 0 or 100. So that's kind of my thing. Gitu. Either you do
You
it or you don't do it at all. Gitu.
you really have such a fascinating background here. You mentioned tadi about you needing to improve your English. Waktu kamu pertama mulai itu levelnya kamu di mana dan requirement untuk kamu bisa tinggal di Amrik tuh di level apa sih?
Well, back then we didn't have the internet-based TOEFL. What we had was the paper-based TOEFL gitu. And I think the standard was 550, if I wasn't mistaken, to be able to enter this work environment. I think my score at that time was 620 gitu, and the maximum was probably 650. So I'm above the required itu. So and getting here, it's the U.S. government didn't require me to do anything because I was sent here because of my job. So yes, that's kind of it.
And how's
But
that look like in the airport? Like what's that airport moment look like?
oof, when you think back, it was kind of yeah. I can say safely that it's not my favorite place to be. Gitu. Terus I remember getting on the plane, having all this apa namanya people I said goodbye to last time through text, through apa, terus on the way over to New York, and then you kind of see that first glimpse of Manhattan, and oh, that's the Empire State Building. Oh, that's Chrysler Building. Oh, that's Central Park. Oh, that's World Trade Center. Oh, that's Liberty Island over there. I gotta admit, I cried a little bit. This is what people. Yeah, this is what people. It's the opportunity, the land of opportunity, America.
Yeah.
Well, I shed some tears and I said my prayers and I was like, oh God, thank you God. This boyhood dream going to America and then it's finally here.
Now, I am curious, pertama kali banget kamu nyampe di sana, itu kesan pertama kamu tuh apa sih?
That the city is very loud. You can hear everything all at once. That's what I hear. But what I feel was I've come a long way tonight. I've come a long way.
Mm.
Well, I'm here,
Mhm.
but I'm here to not to go on a holiday. I'm here to freaking work.
Yeah.
But it was super loud. The fire trucks, and then all the police cars, and then some subway noises all around. Gitu. It's loud.
Iya. Also kayaknya kalau kita udah tinggal di sebuah kota atau negara for a long time, kuping kita tuh udah kebiasa sama the noises. So waktu kita pindah ke negara baru, ke kota baru, kalau ada suara yang asing, it's a lot of new noises for us. Well, aku bisa relate banget with your story karena when the first time I got to France, I experienced the same thing. There is this some noises yang kita nggak used to nggak sih? Kayak for example, ini di dekat apartemen aku, there is a church and sometimes they make the bunyi of the lonceng. Like back then I found it hard to get used to with the noise, same as you. And the fire truck, ya sama juga. The police kayak di sini sering banget ada suara ambulance. Yeah, so I can definitely relate to that. Now let's talk about what are the biggest cultural differences you noticed between Indonesia, well, let's say Jakarta and New York.
How they conduct business around here. And by that, I mean, the first one would be boundaries. They do emails religiously, just for one sentence or two sentences, just to clear things up on certain issues. The first 2-3 months, it gets to me that it occurs to me that no one really shares their mobile number unless you're part of their circle. Gitu.
Really?
Yeah, this is my office numbers. This is my business numbers. Then they give me an extension. They won't give me like, oh, can I give you? Would you mind if we do this through our mobiles? Because I'm not on my desk all the time. And they're like, you know what? If you're gonna do that, just email me. So that was kind of all right, this is different. And then they really respect that boundaries. And still talking I was doing this thing. I was coordinating through email, and then I can see that the I can see an email going in. Gitu. Di bagian bawah itu kan, after you sign, best regards, Helmi. Gitu kan. And then
Mm.
sometimes you got that disclaimer di paling bawah kan. So I have this colleague, not Indonesian, gitu, one of my counterparts, and then she said something, best regards, terus namanya, terus di paling bawah dia tulis tuh disclaimernya kayak, I respect your working hour and your working method. That's the first line. The second line says, I'm going to reply to this email at the time convenient for me. Terus line ketiganya adalah, I expect you to do the same. Gitu. And that's the moment where, oh, this is a developed countries. This is how they do
Right.
business. Gitu.
Right. Mm.
Gitu. And unless you're part of that social circle, you're gonna keep it business gitu, all the time, all the freaking time. And then the interesting part of it was, this would be considered it was coming from Indonesia. This would be a very direct kind of communication style. Gitu kan.
Right.
And then I saw the beginning of the email. She said, "Dear colleagues," and then she put me on this blind CC BCC, right? So I cannot know who is she sending this email to. Gitu.
Right.
And then at one time, so me rationalizing the situation was like, oh, she's saying this to people who are her peers, gitu, yang selevel, right? And then I saw her do that email again sometime later with not just dear colleagues, but dear excellencies and colleagues. So she addressed the higher ups and us gitu, the same way. Gitu. She still put that disclaimer everywhere. Gitu. It's not a mistake. It's a thing for her gitu, to
Right.
put that boundaries loud and clear. So that's my first aha moment, I think.
That must have been quite an experience for you, especially for your first kind of like 1, 2, 3 weeks. You're like, is this something that I need to like get used to? Now speaking of experiences, I'm curious about apa sih tantangan terbesar yang kamu rasain selama tinggal di New York?
Growing up with some I wouldn't say privileged life, but in Indo we are used to having mates, right? Whether you're very rich, you're middle class, you're poor, you in some ways or means you kind of always have help all the time, right? So in
Mm,
some way of shape or form, we have help in Indo. Gitu. We have help. We have people who is doing this day-to-day thing that we never have to think about
right.
gitu, so that we can focus our minds to other places gitu.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest living here alone. That is kind of one of the biggest adjustment for me is that everything you got to do is on your own
Yeah.
gitu. And it really hits me when Ramadan happens. You wake up at 3 a.m. seeing that shoot, I haven't bought that,
Mm.
dozen of eggs gitu. I was supposed to gitu. I forgot all about it gitu.
If only you were in your country with your parents, jam 3 pagi bangun tuh udah ada makanan, bau bau
That's it.
makanannya yang bangunin kita nggak sih?
That's it.
Then Uber Eats is, I don't know about you, but here in France, it's not that it's a thing. We have Deliveroo, we have Uber Eats,
Mhm.
but it's freaking expensive.
Oh
Kayak it's not
yes,
gonna be like my thing every day.
yes.
Mm.
And then the thing about Uber Eats as well. Here in America, they prioritize you if you tip well.
No.
I don't know if they have this in Indo ya. Kalau di sini itu si ojolnya itu bisa in one trip dia bisa ngambil a few orders gitu. Oh, ada orang pesen McDonald's, ada orang pesen Burger King, ada orang pesen Wendy's gitu kan. At the same
Wow.
time dia bisa ambil semua tuh tek 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 gitu. And then when he
Yeah.
collects all the food, he decides ini yang tipnya paling gede, mana itu yang gua antar duluan
Okay.
gitu. Yes, so the sucky thing for us, the customers, if you don't pay, if you don't tip well at the front, in the front, it's gonna be a while to get your food gitu. Even though apa jaraknya deket, tapi dia kok nganternya ke sana dulu gitu. Something to be considered when you're ordering those kind of services here in America gitu sih.
Yeah.
Itu yang sak banget gitu. Dibanding kayak Go Food atau Uber Eats atau Grab Food di Indo tuh kayak yeah, you're the only customer, right? Gitu.
Yeah.
Between the restaurant and you, that's only you gitu.
Yeah. And
There's no one.
we have all those ojos kayak all over the city. So don't worry, like if one cancel, nanti ada lagi langsung ada 2, 3 like waiting for your order.
Yes.
Yeah. And how are you getting along with that now? With semua, like literally everything I can imagine. You have to kerjain sendiri dari pagi bangun siapin sarapan, cuci baju. And when the baju is done in that machine, it has to be you yang ngambil keluar baju and everything.
I think it's okay. I'm managing that very well now. I have my perfect time to do these things gitu.
Time management, adulting, yay.
Yes.
But it's a personal question. Masih
Yeah.
komplain nggak? Do you still wish like I had a maid?
Okay. Nah, but the sentiment was I never talk about it how I feel, but I can see it in my dad's voice when he called me 11:30 at night gitu.
Mm.
11:30 at my night, so it would be around 10 a.m. for him gitu kan atau 12 p.m. for him. Hey kid, gitu, where are you? Oh, I'm at the laundry, dad. Gitu. What time is it? It's 30 minutes before midnight. And then I said, ngapain kamu 11:30 nyuci baju gitu. What the hell are you doing? It's almost midnight nyuci baju gitu. Well, dad,
Hear
that's
me
kind
out.
of hear me out. That's the only time I got. I
Yeah.
got out of the office at 9 gitu kan. Well, 9 is to put it moderately, yeah. And then I don't really have that switch, that my dad has. He got off work at certain time gitu, and then he went straight home gitu. He has that kind of switch. Whilst me, what I have is not the switch. It's like a dimmer setting gitu. So it's gonna take some time for me to switch between the business Helmi and the regular Helmi because it's quite intense. my work my work is quite intense and it requires you to stay in the office for long hours. When you go out, I couldn't find that switch where I just gonna go home and do this.
Mm.
If it all gets a bit too much, you know what I do? I just sit in some park. I just come out of the office and then I say, okay, okay, I need to see the Empire State Building right now. So and then I just kind of went bengong aja gitu ngeliatin Empire
Yeah,
State
yeah,
Building.
yeah.
Atau ngeliatin Chrysler Building, atau ngeliatin East River, ngeliatin Queensboro Bridge gitu. Whatever apa namanya human engineering
Experience.
majesties in front of me and people
Yeah.
are paying to see gitu. And I get to do this while just coming out of work gitu. And then I'm gonna recite to myself that you're here in New York gitu. Berapa orang ada di sini, berapa orang punya kesempatan
Oh,
kerja di sini, berapa orang gitu. Gitu.
I
And then
love that.
I just go bengong with all of these engineering marvels gitu. You're in the city,
Mm,
you're on the greatest city in the world gitu. And then you can watch NBA New York Knicks play at every
right.
certain time. You can just admire all that gitu. Mau jalan pulang terus kayak gitu for 10-20 minutes terus jalan pulang lagi mau masuk Grand Central Station. Udah terus bengong aja dulu tuh. Ya udah switch dulu nyari nyari frekuensinya get off Helmi from the business Helmi gitu cari frekuensinya gitu Helmi that's
Right.
going home gitu udah itu switch off nggak switch juga tuh tapi benar-benar sampai udah I kind of getting out of that zone and then in another zone gitu baru I started my way back to the subway stations gitu kayak I wish I had the switch just like my dad gitu oh it's 5:30 I gotta go home that oof quick
Yeah,
home
done. Just
straight
go.
home then oh I see my kid how you doing blah 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 gitu. I wish I had that switch probably I'm gonna have that in a couple of years who knows
Who knows? Who knows? In a couple of years, you'll be going back home to see that lucky person. Who knows? Yeah.
yes gitu but at the time being that's what I have and then emang kamu back to my dad calling me at 11:30 and kamu pulang kantor jam berapa gitu karena I said pulang kantor jam segini pak aslinya cuman aku nggak langsung pulang aku gini-gini dulu gitu terus sampai rumah I realized I don't have enough socks for tomorrow
Oh.
so I gotta go out again do the laundry lagi nunggu dryer machine then you call gitu and then I saw him I saw my dad uh, shed some tears as well and then I said it's okay it's part of the life here it's okay that
Yeah. You're
gitu
growing. You're that's kind of like the way kamu improve yourself,
yes ma'am
knowing how tiring the job is, makan
yes
waktunya banyak,
yes
and
yes yes
balik lagi, since we don't have mates here, semuanya
yep
harus kita kerjain sendiri.
yep
Yeah, so I can really imagine how that was challenging, but
yep
it's for me honestly, Helmi, it's amazing how you've adapted to all of these changes. So
thank
for
you
that, I'm clapping my hands now.
thank you you're
And
too kind
talking about the time difference.
mm.
Whenever I get the chance to work with someone from America, because I do teletravail, working from distance, this person is American, and I'm gonna have
hmm
to ask like in which part of the US you're coming from, because the time can be
hmm
very funky for me.
yes yes
And for you yourself, how do you stay connected with your family or maybe your friends with this time difference?
well whoever I'm gonna have to talk to in Indo would be right around the time between 5 a.m. and 7:30, in which I gotta go to work gitu. So that 2.5 hour window is very important aja for yourself gitu.
Yeah.
To keep you grounded, to keep you healthy, to keep you having a healthy relationship, some ways with home. And upon that 2.5 hours time window, you would wish that everything would be hunky dory. It's
Mm.
not always that. So it's also managing. It's not always good news aja gitu. And then
Like, can we please have the best conversation to start my morning off, please? Gitu gak sih?
yes, it took me a while to have that sense of it's not like in the movies aja gitu. It's just it's real life too gitu kan.
Mm.
2.5 hours in the morning and then mentality of if I can't talk to you in 12 hours, well, we're gonna have this again tomorrow. Because in my line of work, I don't even know if I can have dinner at home. or at certain place. For me, not having that switch aja ya, in nighttime, sometimes that's challenging for me too. Gitu. So my prime time, my go-to time would be between 5 a.m. my time and then 7:30. Gitu. And it's been good. It's been, I can manage that. Gitu.
Mm,
You've becoming very selective of who you're gonna call.
yeah,
Gitu.
because you really need to maximize your time.
Yes. How much of a bad news I can take today, gitu. Because it's gonna be a long day today, gitu. And then you kind of know, yeah, if I talk to him, it can never be more than 10 minutes, or else I'm gonna go ape shit with this issue. Because I know out of the whatever time we're gonna talk about, the positive stuff is gonna be this much, the negative stuff is gonna be that much.
Yeah, I get it. Because every time you go to sleep, you want to make sure that you have a good sleep and then you wake up prepared to have that long day. And therefore, you need to set up your mood right. And having that sort of kind of like funky, like phone calls and like unexpected news, shocking news, it could be challenging. It could be challenging for you, especially knowing that you're going to have a big day, you're gonna have a meeting, you're gonna lead a meeting,
Yes.
or yeah, and those stuff. So I get it. Yeah. As for me, like for example, misalnya my mom called me,
Mm,
and that's me like telling my mom like, hey mom, aku ada 30 menit aja nih. So
right.
I am here to hear everything out. But just
Mm,
so you know, I gotta go because yada yada. And like,
mm,
I don't know about you, but the moment I said that, aku tuh langsung kayak, oh my God, like already I am not physically there with them. Well,
mm,
in this case, my mom is only alone, but not only I'm not there for her, but I also could not really like make time for her.
mm,
Because sometimes I don't know, she just messaged me in a very like funky times. Like most of the
right.
times she messaged me like, "Hey, can I call?" And I'm like, can you not call me now, please?" But yeah, sure, mom, go ahead.
Yes, I can totally agree. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
usually I make time for my mom is during the weekends, so like Saturday, Sunday. That's
Mm,
me. I could like have my mom on the phone. Like honestly, no joke, I can have her like for 3 hours
yes.
just to update everything. It's like I want
Yes.
her to know everything. I want her to know that yes, I'm far. Yes, I'm alone, here, but things
Yes.
are fine.
You're here.
Now, another important aspect I wanted to discuss, how have you managed to build a support system atau community in the US now?
Well, almost everybody I know, most of the people I know is from work. Gitu. So that's the biggest reality you gotta face with. Gitu. In about 50 Indonesian you work with, gitu. Of course, you have people who share the same interest in you, gitu, who shares the same values, who's of a certain age group, and then I think that's me trying to, well, in that environment where most of people are from work, gitu, you gotta maximize that. Or if you want to
Mm,
talk about, you want to talk about sports, go to that guy, to that group. Oh, you want to go have not so lonely lunch times, you go to this group. And then, oh, you want to go some places you've never been for the weekend. You gotta go with that group. Or do
mm,
activities that you're not comfortable doing it alone. Go to that group. So
yeah,
I think it's having different interest groups are having different cliques that helps you out
yeah,
because that's where you spend most of your time with. Terus people outside of work, people outside the office, but kind of people I know would be a counterparts gitu, yang I can have bonds with, because we like the same kind of stuff. We kind of like go to the same kinds of restaurants or watch certain kinds of movies gitu kan, atau have the same interests during the weekends gitu. And then the thing with the thing is, I don't even know where I'm gonna be, during dinner time today. Gitu. And then they would be, if I can share a story about this, is it's not
please.
easy. The point is, it's not easy going out with people are who doesn't share the same schedules as you. It's lunchtime, right? And I would say stuff like, "Hey, I know I can be free tonight. Are you free tonight? Gitu. For dinner, for this, for that, gitu kan. And then they would say stuff like, "Oh, udah deh jangan ngobrol sama Helmi, jangan deh gitu. Kenapa? Hmm, he he would only know what his 7 p.m. looks like at 2 p.m. that day gitu.
Oh,
Gitu. Gitu. If you're not ready for an impromptu meet up with Helmi, just don't go with Helmi gitu. Alright, gitu. Maksudnya kayak it's a like known fact aja gitu. Wah, kalau sama dia mah kayak last minute lah gitu. Kayak tahu Helmi lah gitu. But it's not because I like that gitu. It's because that what this job allows me to do gitu.
yeah,
I want to have all those things apalah segala macam yang orang bilang.
yeah.
Another friend when I did that, he or she, they would say, um,
Interesting.
interesting. They would say stuff like, you know what? This is coming off a little rude, Helmi. Why? Yeah, because you're assuming I don't have anything in a couple of hours. I was like, how is that rude? I just want to have some friends to talk with, tonight after all this thing. Yeah, but you're always like this. It's 3 p.m. on a Friday night, and then you're assuming I don't have plans. That's kind
Yeah.
of rude. Well, all right. If that's rude, I'll take that. It's okay. It's okay. And that's a new perspective that I learned here with this situation because back in Indo, no matter you always kind of knew that, oh, you go to nggak perlu janjian aja udah, you go to
Mm.
Jalan Bulungan and you're gonna see these people gitu, or you go to that cafe that your friend owns gitu, that coffee shop that your friends owns. No matter what time of day it is, there's always somebody you know at that cafe, coffee shop. Oh, so it's not too much of an effort if you have like a very very last minute thing. Kasi if you don't plan things out ahead, you're gonna be alone at certain time,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah, it's not always easy. Namanya juga tinggal di luar negeri ya. Semuanya
yeah,
beda banget. Kayak
yeah,
kita harus ya take it as it is and
yes,
because like you're just one person, you know, di negara segede itu kayak lu mau
yes,
complain.
yes,
It's
yes.
just you cannot just change people at the end of the day.
Yes, you aim for that social time gitu, and then end up you try your best to be
Yeah.
social at the time you would like gitu, and then having no social time at all gitu, just because, Can I share you with you one more story on
Go
this
ahead.
one?
Yeah. We're here for that. So
Um, so it was kind of a long night at the office. I know it's gonna be a long night at the office, right?
mm,
And then it's quarter to 7 at 6:45, and then I kind of know, okay, if I don't go out right now and buy me some snacks or buy me some slice of pizzas, I know I'm gonna be hungry and I'm gonna be this and that when I'm hungry, and then so I just gotta go like 5-10 minutes just to pick up something gitu di luar kantor, a block or two away, 2 blocks away. It couldn't have been that far. And then I told my friend, my partner, who was sitting across, please let me know if something happens in the next 5-10 minutes because I gotta go grab these slice of pizza, coffee, or anything like just to keep me sane for the next couple of hours. Just to go to stay here. My partner says okay, and then I went out, and just across from the Alfamart or the Indomaret, the deli, I got my coffees, I got my sandwiches, apalah segala macam itu, and then right across from that is a bar. It's a bar. And then I saw me and my coffees and my apa segala macam keluar dari situ bawa groceries gitu, heading back to the office gitu kan on a Friday night at 6:45 gitu kan. Terus right across from me is a girl hailing a cab. Terus let's say her name is Tiffany gitu. She steps out of this bar and then her friends kind of went a few steps back behind her gitu. Hey Tiffany, gitu. What the hell are you doing? Gitu, kata teman-temannya. Terus dia bilang gini, kata si Tiffany itu, as she's entering her yellow cab, she shouted, "It's almost 7, time to hit party number 2." And then hear me carrying all this stuff ready to go back to work. That's the yeah that's the sacrifices we make.
Yeah. I mean, I'd never know that could be that hard, but we gotta get used to it. All of the bizarre things around us. No.
Yes.
Now, there is also another thing that I would like to know. Do you see yourself tinggal di sana untuk waktu yang lama,
Uh-huh.
atau kamu udah punya rencana untuk balik ke Indonesia sih?
Um, I think I want to stay here. I'm very comfortable here in this city. I'm very comfortable in knowing that I want to be here the longest time, and then now I'm here. So, in the long run, yes, I think I want to stay here. But that's not going to stop me from, preparing a life in Indo too. It's not going to stop me from, say, having that retirement home in Indo somewhere, somewhere in the future. But for now, I would like to stay here as long as I can. And
Hmm.
reaching almost 30 now, in a couple of years, I'm going to be 30. I would expect that's whoever I end up with, if I ever get so lucky, would be gracious enough with their time to, you know, be here with me.
Hmm.
Gitu. And then take that leap of faith of not knowing what life is going to be for a while. Gitu.
Hmm.
Say if you move here with me, and then uh, let's say you find a job, gitu, that's great. Gitu. We'll work on that, but in the you can never tell how long that would be. That transition where you move in and then you get a job. Gitu.
Yeah.
Gitu kan? That transition, having that period of transition of being, just with me aja, itu sih yang kayak whoever that person may be, I just hope they can understand that. Itu aja sih. Because
Kita
anak,
kita doain ya. Aku
yeah,
juga dari sini aku doain
thank you.
whoever you'll end up with. I'm
Yes,
sure the choice. Aku percaya sama semua pilihan kamu, pasti kamu akan pilih yang terbaik for you, for
yes.
your family, yeah, and for your future basically. Aku doa yang kencang dari jauh.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Aku penasaran deh, kalau dari kamu, based
Hmm.
on your experience, untuk orang-orang Indonesia yang pengen tinggal keluar negeri,
Hmm.
what are those sarans yang bisa kamu share ke kita?
Know be good at what you do. I just so good that you're the only option that makes sense. Because
Hmm.
it gotta make sense gitu in the end. Gitu. Bisa nggak orang ini kita kirim? Bisa nggak kita bekerja dengan dia? Bisa nggak dia kita percaya? Gitu. It's gotta make sense in the end. If you're not part of that, and then talking out of experience here, my mom, my dad, they're bankers, right? They work in a very different world gitu than me in the government gitu. And then if you're not in the if you're not in that area gitu, if you're not being nurtured in that area, I think you gotta find your way into that area, into that neighborhood gitu.
Hmm.
Oh, mm, papanya lawyer, mamahnya let's say nurse gitu. Tapi anaknya mau kerja di engineering gitu. And he or she would not know avenues to go gitu. Yeah, you go there yourself gitu. You open that opportunities for yourself. I wouldn't have got here if I don't go to one of those seminars and public speaking, and then I met a friend, a colleague who says, you know what, I just got an internship here. I think you'd do great over there. You want me to give you an email? Gitu. And that led me to my first job in ASEAN.
Yeah.
Gitu. That internship turns into a real job, and then that real job gave me an opportunity to go to this job in New York. So
Yeah.
if you're not in the area, be in the area. Gitu.
Right.
If you don't grow up in that area, gitu, be in that area, be in that neighborhood, go there, gitu. And then you know what it takes to be in that neighborhood, gitu. Go be that. Gitu. You're
Yeah.
gonna be in a neighborhood where people talk English all the time. Gitu. They talk English more times than they talk in Bahasa. Go do that, gitu. You
Yeah.
go to You're gonna go to an area, a neighborhood where people suited up all the time. You know your freaking suits, know the coats. You go there and then you talk to people who would know what goes on in other parts of the world, like just a few hours ago. You go do that. You embrace that neighborhood as if it's your own, and then they can
Mm,
never tell you. Then they can never tell that you came not from this neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Gitu.
yeah, yeah, definitely. You shared some great points right there.
Hmm.
I have another question related to that.
Hmm.
Kalau kamu lihat ke belakang, ada nggak sih hal-hal yang kamu harap kamu udah tahu sebelum kamu actually tinggal di New York tuh apa?
I wish I had known what it felt like being alone while I'm sick. Gitu.
Oh,
Yes.
because us as an Indonesian, we grow up always having like people around us to help us.
Yes. It's such a shitty moment for me gitu. Ah, shit. Not even a chicken soup gitu. Not even
Mm,
chicken soup for me when I got really sick. Not even someone to remind you to take that medicine before you need. Someone to drove you to the doctors and then you gotta take boy. Everything is on your own gitu. Even when you're at your weakest point gitu. I wish I
mm.
had known what that feels before I got here so that I can prepare better gitu.
I think pada akhirnya waktu juga yang memisahkan kita. That has been fun. That was fun. If you would like to share your Instagram account, your LinkedIn, for people to reach out to you, perhaps.
It's my Instagram. It's Helmi underscore Alan, HELMI underscore ALAN. If you ever want to follow me, and just DM me if you hear the stories here and you want to connect, and then I'll try to get back to you. And then what I want to say is, whatever it is that you do, be good at it, and then um, enjoy all the process and good luck.
I love it. Thank you so much, Helmi, for joining us today and sharing your incredible journey. I wish you good luck as well. Stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you so much for your time, Helmi. I'll see you
Thank you for
around.
having me.
Until next time, take care.
Bye.